Hello again. I saw you in here about a week ago and we did a preliminary cranial nerve exam. And I see that you are back with more concerns. Well, I'm just going over some of the notes that were included. You say that you're experiencing dizziness from time to time, and you believe that it is work-related, correct? Would you consider your work or your occupation to be stressful, both psychologically and physical exertion? Okay. Okay. And now I also have a note on here that you've been experiencing some numbness around the mouth areas, correct? If you could estimate when the numbness that you first noticed it, how long ago was that? Okay. So it was shortly after the initial cranial exam. It might have been before then, but you just weren't aware to pay attention to it. Okay. In your occupation or in your daily life, do you know if you may be exposed to any chemicals or gases, such as cleaning products, the exhaust of diesel vehicles? For instance, we often see children that have respiratory problems and a little bit of numbness if they are in close proximity to diesel buses for long periods of time, especially if it's enclosed in something like a bus garage. Okay. Okay. What about chemicals? Any kind of cleaning products, spray, aerosol? Okay. So the basic household products, perhaps. Nothing in excess, though, that you're aware of. Do you drink tap water? And is it from a well or is it city water? Do you use any kind of filter? And do you use any sort of water softener in any of your tanks? Alrighty. But none of that is an irregular quantity than you've had previous in your life, correct? So it's suspecting that it is stress related to work. Okay. Well, I would like to go through some of the similar steps that we went through last time. I want to test your senses for smell and touch in particular. And I also want to take a closer inspection of your mouth to see if there's any obvious reactions to something that you might be ingesting. And we'll do a couple of new tests and we'll focus on the sensory, particularly with your mouth. Okay. Let me get my equipment and I'll meet you in just a minute. Okay. we're going to start with checking some of your vitals. I'd like to take your blood pressure, and then I would like to check your respiratory to make sure that if there's any congestion building up in your lungs, I may be able to hear it. And if problems persist, if you have any problems breathing, we may take it to the next step and get an x-ray of your lungs to see if there's anything that's pooling up, okay? So first things first. I'm going to go ahead and put this on your arm. Okay. Try to relax. (90/72), actually very low. Oh, that's not low, that's actually very good. Okay. Breathe in for me. And again. Other side. Down a little lower. Good. Okay. And I forgot to ask, I think it's because I may have initially asked you this question, but do you smoke or use any tobacco products? Okay. And if so, what frequency? Do you use any other illicit drugs for recreation, stress relief? Okay. How about alcohol level, and if so, what frequency? Okay. My gloves. It's a crazy hot summer this summer. Oh, I can't wait until fall comes by again. Okay. Now, just as a preliminary, I want to check your visual reflexes. Just because the eyes can be the gateway into problems more often than not. So go ahead and try to look just behind me if you don't mind. I'm going to come in from your side here. And now your other side. I'd like to turn your head. I'm just going to take a quick look in your ears to see if there's any kind of blockages that might be contributing to this dizziness. Often when we have ear aches or if we have any kind of infection, your ears contain a lot of our fluid that help us maintain balance. So I'm just going to take a look and see if there's any obvious signs of earwax buildup or congestion, okay? Pull on your ear. I'm just going to pull your lobe down and just kind of shift it around. And let me know if there's any kind of pressure or discomfort that occurs while I'm doing this, okay? Especially if you feel like there's fluid that's moving around. Okay, now I'm just going to tilt your head to the other side. Very similar. Let me know if there's any discomfort or if you feel like there's fluid moving. Okay. You feeling alright? Does moving around at all on your ears, does that make you feel dizzy at all? You're not sure? I think what I would like to do in the future is maybe schedule another appointment and focus on the ears, because you do have a little bit of a wax buildup, especially if you're being exposed to any kind of a chemical. A lot of the times your earwax your earwax production may speed up to help block out any of those chemicals from coming in. Unfortunately, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because by doing so, it doesn't always allow for debris and circulation, airflow into the ear. So I think that our next exam should probably focus on the ears. Okay, they don't look like they're an immediate problem. So for now, I'm just going to give you some drops, and if you take these for the next couple of weeks, I'm hopeful that at least the pressure will clear out, some of that debris will wash out, and let's get this under control first, and then we'll worry about that second, okay? Similar to the previous exam, I have another set of fragrances, and I'm going to have you hold off one nostril at a time, and I want you to take a breath of each fragrance, and I'd like you to tell me what they are, okay? So let's start with your left. Go ahead and cover up your right. Correct. Okay, now switch nostrils. Correct. Okay, switch back. Correct. And again. Correct. Okay. Okay. Now, very similar to testing your scents, I'm going to give you several flavors. They're going to be diluted in water, but they're going to be various different fruit cocktails. And I'd like for you to identify the fruit. So this is our first. I'll go ahead and give it to you. Peach. Okay, and our second. Correct. Our third. This one's going to be close. Lime. Lemon and lime, but you did taste it, correct? Okay. Now this one. Okay. Now, did any of those taste unusual to you? Did you feel that they may have been bitter, sour? Okay. Now, normally when you said in your initial paperwork on your callback that identifying flavors was a little bit difficult, what flavors do you recall were abnormal to you? Saltiness, okay. Now, is it that everything tastes slightly saltier or rather bland and you need to substitute it with salt? Do you feel like you've been retaining water at all? Okay. Alrighty. Now we're going to do the pinching test. And what I'm going to do, again, is just pinch your skin. And I'm going to slightly lift it up. And I'm going to do this in various pressures. I want to see, or rather, I want you to feel light and also a little bit more of a tougher pressure. Okay, so we're going to start with right above your eyebrows. Okay, now I'm going to increase the pressure. This may actually be slightly uncomfortable, and that is the goal. But I'm not going to hurt you. but I want you to hopefully sense it the way you would normally, okay? Okay. Now I saw wincing a little bit, but you did feel them at normal capacity, correct? Alright. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the same pinching, but I'm going to be using my fingertips, and I'm going to be reaching and grabbing onto the larger portions of skin, okay? So I'm going to start near your neck. Now, did that feel normal? Okay. One thing I did notice as I was pinching around your jawbone is that I can tell your jaw muscles are very, very tense. I'm going to just take a look in your mouth. Go ahead and open up and stretch your jaw muscles as much as possible, okay? Just real. Yeah, your jaw muscles are very, very tense. Just gonna give it a little bit of circulation. I'm just gonna kind of pump your lymphatic glands right here. See whether or not we can't ease those muscles up a bit, because that's definitely not helping the headaches. Okay, now I'm going to press here on your clavicle areas and on your neck. Just going to pinch the skin a little bit, okay? Is this a normal sensation? Okay. Yeah, it's really, really warm out right now. Do you feel your ears pop? I saw you make this expression. I see that a lot. I think you just have a pressure buildup in your sinuses. Oh, it may not be just that. You could be having a small allergic reaction to something, whether or not it's chemical, or if it's a food allergy, or exposure to something that you're sensitive to. Aside from the ear cleaning, I think it might be a good idea to actually test you for food allergies. Do you have any allergic reactions that you're aware of? Nuts, milk, lactose intolerance, gluten, sensitivity, anything like that? Okay. Well, one of the things that people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivities experience is actually a lot of the symptoms that you are encountering. Numbness of the mouth, dry mouth, experiencing dizziness. Often people experience vertigo. Will sometimes cause your respiration and perceptions to be distorted. I think what I would like to do is the next appointment we're going to focus on the ears, but maybe try cutting out wheat products, gluten products, maybe just for a couple of days and see whether or not if any of these symptoms improve. Gluten sensitivity, a lot of the times you have to have it absent from your diet for about a week and a half, sometimes a week, to notice a big change in your body. But if we're just doing preliminary testing without doing an allergy test directly, you'll notice a difference in your sleeping patterns almost immediately. And then things like the dizziness, the vertigo, the headaches, the stomach cramps can follow afterwards. Alright, so that'll be the plan of attack. I know this is just for testing purposes. There's no prescription that's needed. Let's see if we can lower that stress level. And let's just take a temporary time out from the gluten for a little while. Okay. If you need any advice on nutrition, give me a call and I'll do my very best to give you a list of alternatives. Most grocery stores nowadays carry a non-gluten aisle, or at least a section that contains a lot of frequent products, such as breads, flours, pancakes, things like that. Okay, just a couple of days, couple of weeks. Let's see how it goes. We'll do the ear cleaning and we'll see if there's any change since then, okay? Okay. Okay. And before I let you go, let me just feel your jaw muscle one more time, okay? Still a little bit tense. Alright. Let's try to make a conscious effort not to grind our teeth. And see if we can relieve that stress a little more naturally, okay? Yeah. Alright. I'll see you in a couple of days, okay? We'll get your ears nice and cleaned out. Something to look forward to.